Story time.
How's it going, everyone? This is Black Knight 657. And first and foremost, I'd like to apologize for, not posting much recently, and due to the fact that my life has gone even more busier. I mean, that's what happens when you have a job, the family and everything else. Anyways, though. So pretty much I come to the conclusion that, I can pretty much only do this on my days off, that's one. And two, I gotta make sure that I'm by myself as well for at least 2 hours, 3 hours or so like that. So that way I have, time to record this and then edit it and blah, 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 all that stuff. But anyways, hopefully you guys have been doing great and everything. And now for today's topic, I did a poll actually to see which 4 topics I should talk about because I got a few of them and everything. But I figured here, let me see if someone would want me to talk about a certain thing, and we got one. And this is talking about my types of women, or I guess the women that I like, or my types of women I like, body types, personality, basically my kind of woman. Anyways, all right, so let's see. For this one, I guess this kind of relates to the whole other videos that I've already spoken about, like the hookup culture one, and then my my exes and relationships and blah blah blah, that stuff. So I figured okay, how about we just talk about me personally, and kind of get to know about what I like, right? So let's see. When it comes to the type of woman, currently right now, I'll say this. Currently right now, my type is pretty much, I guess you could say thick, curvy woman. And here's the thing too. Okay, here, you know what? I'll say it right now. So I'm pretty much gonna go into details or explain myself about this. So I might say a few things, this and that, to where it's oh, okay, or whatever. I mean, I'm gonna try not to curse and everything, because I've actually been trying to not do that and everything, to try to keep this PG, PG-13, or wherever else. Anyways, so I'm into thick and curvy women. So, but when I mean curvy women, I mean the ones that are let's see. Okay, my personal take on this is basically women who are thick. I mean, they have thick thighs, a big chest, or big breasts, big butt, and pretty much all around, to where they're not skinny. Now when it comes to the belly, it could be slim, or for me personally, I kind of like it when they actually have a little belly. Now, I'll explain myself why that is and everything. But yeah, so that's my type. But I know that when it comes to curvy women, here's the 3 things that I usually hear, and one of them is from what I just said. So pretty much they're thick all around, and they got maybe some belly to them, or fat kind of all around, right? I know another one too is the other one, where it's they're not fat exactly, but they still have thick thighs, big butt, big chest and everything, right? But they are slim still, in the middle. So kind of that hourglass thing. There you go. And then the third one that others will say, oh, you like curvy women? They mean the big ones, the just straight up overweight, straight up fat, basically, like that stuff. But yeah, so I know that those are the 3 types that when people try to describe that, I guess you could say. But for me personally, when I say curvy thick woman, it's more so of the more like I said, the thick thighs and everything, and they got just a little belly on them. But anyways, that's currently my type as of right now. Now it's how did I get to that, to where when I was younger I actually didn't have a type, or it was kind of more not really the opposite. But here, it's this. So I guess you could say this kind of all started back in, I won't say junior high, because when we're in grade school, we're kids, right? We don't really think about the whole sexual aspect of football stuff. I mean, if anything, yeah, well, of course we can identify someone and say, oh, they're cute, or oh, they're pretty, see me, or we can say oh, they're handsome and everything, right? But that's it. That's pretty much it, because everything else we don't really care about, because we're kids. But we can at least acknowledge and say, oh, that person is good looking or whatever, right? So then when you get into junior high school, then obviously, that's when puberty hits, and that's when everything starts to change, And for me, like I said too, this whole like in the body type thing, this all started in junior high because at first, I mean, like it really didn't still matter. But then I started to realize that I was more into like the big chested girls. And I remember there was like maybe like I think like 3 of them in my school, if not maybe like a little more than that. But there wasn't like that many, you know, because obviously we're in junior high. But those few many were the ones that were standing out because I think puberty was hitting them like hard. So yeah, that's when I started to like, you know, be like, oh, okay, or that, you know, that one started to look pretty good, more than usual. I wonder why. Probably because those 2 mounds that are forming in the front. Anyways, but yeah, so I guess right there, that's where the start of like my type of woman, you know, like happened. So more like the big chest, you know. And then over time, like towards like high school, then that's when I started to, you know, notice more about women, this and that. But I was still into the whole like big chested guy, you know, because you know how you have like that, you know, the boob guy, and they have like the butt guy, right? I was more of the boob guy because like for me personally, and even to this day too, that's like you know the obvious, you know, most feminine trait that a woman has, besides the front of their, you know, part or whatever, is the breast. And then, you know, everybody's got a butt and hair and so forth, but of course, you know, a woman's butts are more, you know, wider, they're more out there and so forth because of their feminine shape, which is also the reason why they like that, because, you know, to give birth and all this stuff, right? Anyways, so yeah, so in high school, my type was more, you know, still big chested, but it wasn't like that was it, you know, like there wasn't really any much to it. So like I didn't really care if she was like skinny. I didn't really care if she was, you know, kind of like on the bigger side, this and that, blah blah, right? And thinking back now to it, my ex girlfriend, she was, or the first one I should say, she was like, what, she had that thick shape, you know, like she was thick all around, you know, big chest and everything, right? When it comes to her waist, she was more on the slim side. Like if I try to think back and everything, like she wasn't like totally skinny like in the waist side, but it was good enough to where like it wasn't just like a gut, you know. But like yeah, so it was something like that. So I guess like right there too, that also kind of was a official first starter of me being into curvy thick women, right? So now fast forward now to like, you know, college years, and then that's when I started to actually become more picky about it. Because then that's when I fully realized and I fully embraced, yep, this is my type of woman. Because like I look at the other girls who are like, you know, petite, right? Basically like petite is when like the a girl or like the woman who's like pretty much just like skinny from head to toe or like really slim, right? And they're not busty. So if anything, they have like maybe like, you know, A to C cup breast, you know. And the butt, it's either gonna be like non-existent or it's just like a little. That's what a petite woman is. But anytime I saw, you know, someone like that, yeah, I would say, oh, they you know, look pretty or she was pretty, this and that. But it never captured me to where I'm like, yeah, I want to be with her, you know. Now, other women who were bigger, you know, who are more curvy and this and that, that's what grabbed my attention. And yeah, that's when I was like, yep, that's what I'm into. I'm only into women with curves. We have women who have some thickness to them, who can be even, you know, like a bit overweight. Like it did matter to me, you know, because they all had the right parts on them to where I'm like, yeah, I want that. That makes sense. But besides that though, when it comes to, let's see, if we had to go to like details, right? I want to say like what hair color, for example. It didn't really matter to me, but I like again, like when I was younger, like it didn't really matter to me. As long as she looked cute, that was it, you know. But anyways, but over time, even now too, I think I'm like more into, I don't want to say brunettes, but it's more like black hair, you know, like really dark hair. I don't mind like blondes, you could say. I mean, it's not like something that kind of like sticks out to me. And I guess it all kind of depends on who could pull it off, because you know how like there's some people out there who have like, you know, like black hair, right? Or have like blonde hair. And if it's not like their natural hair color, then sometimes it doesn't look right, you know? Like people will dye their hair like a blonde or platinum blonde or just anything else, right? Some people can pull it off, some can't. But if anything, though, generally speaking, though, I will say that yeah, brunettes kind of stick out to me, you know. And when it comes to like eye color, I mean, for me, I was always fascinated with blue eyes, like kind of the bright ones, you know, if possible. I know that that's like a rare thing, and also that is usually towards like Caucasians or you know white people, you know, and well even so, but majority of people eye colors are like brown anyways, right? If not just like some kind of like darker color, yeah. And let's see. Besides that, when it came to let's say skin tone, um, now this might give me a little heat on this. Okay, now you know what? Here, while I'm talking about the skin tone, I might as well go to the next one, which is about like the ethnicity and like race and everything. But let's talk about the skin tone first, right? I'm more into like the light skin, so like you know light skin or like fair skin, or like you know like for me, I have like brown skin, like it's like a brown or like a light brown. I don't know. I guess it depends on the season and everything. Because obviously, you know, when you're in the summer, you know, in the heat and like the sun and everything, you get more of a tan, right? And then of course when it comes winter, it becomes more, you know, less of the sun and everything. But anyway, so yeah, so I would say like my color is like brown color, if not like lighter, so light brown or just like white, you know. And in fact, I even thought even like pale skin was you know actually kind of like pretty. But I know a lot of people, well, obviously, when I say a lot of people, I mean, like, you know, towards, like, the Caucasians or white people, they basically would say, like, my skin's too, you know, light, or my skin's too white, and I'm over here, like, what are you talking about? You know? And I'll tell them, like, no, your skin is fair, your skin is, you know, beautiful, pretty, blah, 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 that stuff, you know? So, yeah, however, when it comes to, like, the dark skins, or pretty much anyone, like, darker than me, now, look at... Honest, look at this is all preference, okay? I just want to point that out clear. This is all preference, my personal preference, okay? All right. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. This is but me, okay? I'll make that loud and clear. But anyway, so when it comes to dark skin, I'm not really into that. I'm not really into that. Not like dark skin that much, whatever. Now, just because I say that, and here, you know what? Kind of going back to, even though I say that I'm into you know thick, curvy women. And I'm not really into like, you know, petite, skinny women and all that stuff. All that being said, does not mean I wouldn't go out with them, you know? Like, I might have said this in a video earlier, maybe, that like, as long as, you know, like, you're cool, as long as you have, you know, a great personality, you're nice, you know, all that stuff, right? You know? It doesn't really matter to me. And my second ex-girlfriend, she's kind of an example of that. Like she had most of what I liked it, but she was kind of like small, you know, chest part. But it didn't matter to me because of who she was. But anyways, so yeah. Anyways, yeah. So when it comes to like you know like the skin tone, I prefer like light or like white, you know, or so forth. But when it comes to dark, not so much. Or basically, it wouldn't be my first choice. Okay. Again, does not mean you know I wouldn't try or I wouldn't be with them. And yes, and of course I do find women with a darker skin tone. You know, still beautiful. Well, obviously, if they are, you know, which I guess I might as well go into the part that kind of connects to this is like the race and like ethnicity. Ethnicity? Am I saying it right? I hope I am. But anyways, but like you know that stuff. So for me, if you haven't noticed, or if you don't know this or whatever, I am half black and half Mexican. So with that, whatever, obviously, you know, of my skin tone and everything. But because of that too, I've been around, you know, mostly you know black people, or been around you know a bunch of like Hispanics, and of course white people too, you know, because you know we're all over the place, right? All of us together in like here in America, blah blah. But anyways, you know, even though I was like growing up with them, I just never found. Oh boy, I don't know why this is kind of hard for me to say this because I'm not trying to sound like what racist. I'm sorry. I've heard people do say that online. They'll be like, don't say that. It's like the actual word. I don't know. But anyways, so I am definitely not trying to sound that. This is preface right here, okay? It's just that, like, black girls, you know, or dark skin colors, or whatever, they wouldn't be my first choice. I'll just say it right now, you know? And again, this doesn't mean I wouldn't be with them or so forth, you know? But yeah, they wouldn't be my first choice because of my preference of what I like or whatever. But that being said, though, my first choices and everything would usually be like like Hispanics, or Caucasians, or even Asians actually too. You know what? Actually, yeah, I would say that's also my kind of type. You know what? Here's the thing too. My first choices are my types of like races, you could say, are like Hispanics and Asians, right? Like those were my top twos, and they're kind of like tied together. But if anything, I was more into Hispanics, and I don't know why. Because I think it's because like the fact that I wasn't really around much Asians around in my life. I mean, I had like a few friends who were, but they weren't like around me the whole time. Unlike Hispanics, to where obviously family, and of course I had like friends of the family, this and that and so forth. But yeah, I was more into that because of how they look, and their and like the way they dress and also talk, and a bit of a spice to them, you could say. But yeah, and then it wasn't like Asians and Mexicans or Hispanics, and I would go for like the white girls, you could say. And funny enough, my wife, she's actually half white and half Mexican, so I was like, hey, okay, cool, there you go. So technically speaking, I think she's technically speaking, I think she's the first white girl I've been with, even though she's half. I don't know. I think that counts, right? Anyways, but yeah, but when it comes to any other ones so forth, I'm just like, not my first choice again. Doesn't mean I've been with one, which if you watch my other videos, I have. But there's that, and like of course I'll be friends with them too and everything. But yeah, so with all that being said, that's pretty much like I got to my type. So pretty much like light skinned ones, more like Hispanics, Asians, or whites more, thick and curvy, And here's the thing too. That reminds me. So speaking of the whole body type thing, right? So the way I see it too, the reason why I'm like here, okay, you know what? Yeah, let's like dive into this right now. The reason why is I'm like into like that thick and curvy, right? And again, I don't know how I say it. Okay, it's all preference. I will make this strongly clear or clearly strongly or whatever. Okay, I don't know why I feel like I had to say this though, because you got people out here who are trying to give out their preferences, right? And they be like, why are you saying that? You're so mean. You're racist. You're this, that. Like, no, I'm not. This is all preference, man. Just like how you girls got preferences about guys' height and everything. Okay, come on. Anyways, but yeah. So yeah, so the main reason why I'm like into like thick and curvy women is because to me, one thing for sure is this: when I like hug her, right? Well, here I'll say about my wife, I will say right now, my wife, she's on the thick side, okay, and I love it. Oh my god, she's so sexy. Anyways, but yeah, so my wife, she's on the thick side, so she has like thick thighs, and I will admit she does have a little belly, this and that, but granted, this was after pregnancy and like all that stuff, right? So like a few years ago or whatever. But anyway, so yeah, so she got that, and she got big breasts, and everything, and a nice wide big butt, right? Anyways, so like when I hold her and everything, for me it feels like fulfilling, and it feels good in my hands. I say that though because I've held a skinny girl before, and then of course I'll hold my wife or someone bigger, right? These skinny ones, I feel like I'm about to break them. But I know men, or not all men, but like some men, or maybe like half men, I would say, prefer like the skinny ones, right? Because when we think of women and everything, we think of them as smaller than us. Not saying that they're like puny or whatever, but like that's how it is. Men are usually bigger. When it comes to like the mass, the muscles, and all that stuff, and women tend to be smaller. Because of their height and also less mass, right? So like when men hold them, they feel like, oh yeah, this is a female, or like, oh yeah, this is a girl, or like, oh yeah, she is fragile, you could say, so I can protect her, or like any of those. And of course, I feel the same way too when it comes to skinny girls, but also when it comes to even like the bigger ones too. But like like I said too, when I hold them, I feel like I'm about to break them, or it feels like it's like not enough, or like there's something missing. For example, let's say if I'm grabbing, I'd about to say, I'd about to say if I'm grabbing their melons. Okay, you know what? Yeah, sure. Why not? Okay, yeah. Let's say I'm grabbing their melons, or let's say I'm grabbing their thighs, right? If it's like a skinny one, yeah, I can, I can put my whole hand, on them. But it's like as if my hand is like so big to where it's kind of like overlapping them. If that makes sense. I don't know. But let's say if I'm holding my wife, right, and she has big ones, and like she has thick thighs, right? So when I hold her and grab her, it like fills up my whole hand to where like there's like more of her, if that makes sense. It just feels good in my hand. I don't know why. I like that meat. Oh yeah, there's that saying, I gotta have some meat in my hands, or something like that. But yeah, but I just love that feeling. So when I hug her, yeah, my arms can't go around her like all the way, but it still feels like I'm like holding all of her, or like like I am fulfilled, like right there, or it's like all filled up. I'm not sure if that makes sense or not. So it's that, and then of course when I'm grabbing her too, same thing. Like whole hands filled up, but there's like more of her too as well. So it's like that. So that's like one reason why I'm like into curvy girls and everything, right? The other thing too is that for me, when it comes to like and here, of course, a woman's a woman, a female, blah, 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 right? It does not matter, okay? They could be skinny, curvy, does not matter. That's what they are, point blank, simple. Now, I'm saying this, though, is because when it comes to thick and curvy women, because they have those curves, to me, that feels more... And again, I'm I'm not trying to sound mean or this and that stuff, okay? I'm just trying to explain this as best I can about myself right here. When I see women who have more curves, it looks more feminine. If that makes sense. Here, you know what? Here, it's pretty much it's like saying it, or like this. If you look at like two men, right? Let's say like one man is skinny and not much muscles on him or so forth. But then you have the other guy next to him who has muscles, who is built, who is you can tell he like works out, right? If you look at both of them, let's be real. You will probably look at the guy who's more built and muscular and say he looks more masculine, because of all his muscles. He looks like he has more testosterone on him, or like he looks more manly, But even though I'm saying this, I am not saying that the other guy who is skinny is not masculine. Or like he's not a man. No, he is the same, masculine guy, man guy as the other one. Okay, but there's a difference between of those two guys to where the other one looks more like that. And let's be honest and let's be real. That's how it is. So with that, that's how I see about women too. So for me, if I see a woman who has more curves on them, to me that looks more feminine. Then that's the best way that I can explain it. But again, that is not saying the skinny one isn't feminine at all. Okay, or not a woman at all, not female at all, and so forth. And I'm just giving you my personal take on it. So that being said, though, so that's the other reason too, is that more curves to me looks more womanly or whatever, so is that. So pretty much like the way she feels, the way she looks, and also I just love this kind of just makes me kind of want to melt. Oops, that dropped something. Anyways. But this part here, when I say melt, here's what I mean. So, like, here again, I'm using my wife as an example because for me, she's like perfect, right? So with her, when she's like walking, and everything, it's just like you just see, like her swaying her wide hips, and everything, and then like other parts just like, looks so. I don't know. Looks so just like more like so feminine, so womanly, and pretty much like her body like jiggles. Obviously that's the fat, Not saying she is fat. Okay, I'm not saying that. All right, I'm not calling fat and everything, but she has like that layer of fat, to where like every time she moves around and walks, it jiggles. Not throughout her whole body, obviously, but just the parts that has most of it. So like. Kind of like her thighs, her butt, and of course her boobs, because they're big. So like when she's walking, and for me, I see that I'm just like, oh man, I'm so sick. I'm like, well, what do you call it? In like a trance, you know, and so forth. So for me, I just love that. But if I see that in a skinny girl, petite girl, of course she'll have also a layer of fat too, but it's not as much. That's one, and two, there's like not much going on her to where not much is like jiggling or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Like if you've seen it, or if not, you can definitely just tell. So basically, for me, I guess what I'm saying is that the curvy ones or the thick ones, they just have that I don't know how to say this. They have that nice jiggle, okay, to them, to where that just like gets me off. Oh my god. You know what? Oh my gosh. I don't know. I personally feel like I'm struggling to say this, however, only because it's gonna be on this a video and so forth. Now if I was talking to someone like in private, or whatever, then hey, I'll be going all off. but I'm also trying to kind of watch what I say too, because if like anyone else like watches this. Anyways, but that's pretty much like my type right there. Now, with all that being said, here's the thing that what I really don't like when it comes to like body type right here. Is when a woman, I guess like plastic surgery, or I guess anything fake, like a boob job, for example, or like what they call BBLs, nowadays. It's just, I don't know. But anyways, that stuff right there is a major definitely turn off for me. Yeah, I can't at all. Now again, I've been boasting about how I love thick curvy women and this and that, right? But if the woman it's just like fake all around, she has surgery and everything to get get that big bust or to get that big butt and everything, it's just a no for me. And the reason why is because I'm all for natural. And that's the thing too, as well. As I got older, or here, I'll say this too. Back in high school and everything, like regardless if the woman had like fake ones, right? I still found it attractive because the way I saw it was, hey, booze a booze, a typical teenager, right? But anyways, as I got older, I actually became more appreciative with more of like the natural look. So here, it's like this. For example, let's say if we had like two women, right? One was skinny, petite, all natural looking, not much going on with her, right? Then you get the other one who is curvy, who is like thick and all stuff, right? But she got a boob job, she got a BBL, and anything else done to her, If it was up to me, I would. What was that? If it was up to me, I would choose the petite one. Only because she's all natural, because that's how much I don't like the fakeness. That's how much it's just ugh. Like for me, it's just kind of gross. It really is, and no offense to those who got it, but it is. Not only that too though, but also I just feel like personally, those who like do get that stuff, to me that automatically tells me you are insecure, like you're insecure and you never loved yourself that much to where you had to do that. You had to spend, however much money it was just to adjust your I would say perfect natural body look, just to get this, imitation, just to get this this fakeness, to get this so-called perfect body that supposedly the world told you, hey, this is what men like, or this is what the type of body that you should get. And to me, it's just sad. It really is. I honestly don't like it, and I hate it. Now, granted, I've heard a few cases to where they sometimes do have to do that for medical reasons, But as far as I know, it's just like, well, how often is that, Because, and here, feel free to fact check me on this too, but I think it's kind of rare for that to happen, and that majority of the time it's just, women just doing it just because they want to, But that's the only exception. But anything else, it's just like, why? Honestly, I mean, and also it's kind of like, okay, sorry if this guy you like, is only into big ones. Sorry if this guy, only likes big butts. Sorry if this guy, doesn't like your skin tone or anything else, like, just go to the next one then, like, what was I saying? There's more fish in the sea or something like that, or there's plenty of fish in the sea. Yeah. So it's like that stuff, you know. But yeah, but that's pretty much like the essence of that right there. And since I did kind of briefly talk about like personalities earlier too, that's the other thing that also kills it as well. So let's say if if the girl had like a thick curvy body, all natural looking, right? Like what all natural from head to toe and this and that. But she has like crappy personality, and she's basically mean, and that's me saying nicely. Basically if she's mean, then that just kills everything. I do not care how gorgeous you are. I do not care how sexy you look. I don't care at all. If you got a nasty, toxic personality, get out. I'm not spending any time. I'm not spending a minute. No, I freaking hate that. I love that so much. And it's kind of ridiculous how many people there are out there. I know that it seems like it's been getting worse, honestly, with that stuff, because you'll see these clips of all these women are out here who just of the whole degeneracy, and then just being half naked and then this and that, and pretty much like preaching out how much of a slut they are, I guess. I don't know how to say it, and everything, and that, and also they just have like these like so much entitlement too in their attitudes, and just so nasty, like well, nasty what they do, but also just their attitude is just so foul. It really is. And then also you have those other women who are like that too, and then they want to blame men for everything and saying it's their fault that's just like this. It's like, no, I mean, granted, yeah, you might have run into a few bad guys here and there maybe, but just because of that, why is that to determine you to, I don't know, lash out, or why does that make you want to do bad things too, or anything else, And I say this though because at the end of the day, we all have choices, we all should take accountability and like all this stuff. So yeah, so like when it comes to your attitude, again, I don't care how gorgeous you look, and everything. But nah, if you got a nasty attitude, or it's not even your attitude, but let's say if you're a decent person at least, but let's say if you're, smoking, or let's say if you're drinking or all that stuff, whatever, then that's a no for me too. It really is, especially the whole smoking stuff. I I hate cigarettes. So what, this smells bad. It just looks bad. It doesn't look sexy at all, So that's that. You know what? While I'm on that too, cigarettes is like a turn off for me. I don't mind tattoos. However, if you have like a lot on you, or let's say if you have like a big one, like what, a sleeve, or like anything that's like big on you, that's pretty much like there, or like I say on your torso and everything, to me that's also kind of like a turn off too. Now I'm not saying that that's like a total turn off, but yeah, too many tattoos, nah, I can't do it. Or like even if it's like a few big ones, I still can't do it. Maybe if you have like like a few small ones, or just one, then yeah, sure, I can pass that. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, piercings. When it comes to piercings, the only ones that I won't say I like, but I don't mind, are ear piercings. However, here's the thing though, ear piercings, I mean on the earlobes, not like 5 of them all over your ear, or 10 of them, not like those, well, what do you call them? Oh, the ones that they can make a huge hole or something. Oh my god, like ugh. And no, I'm not into nose rings. Oh my god, I am not into nose rings at all. The freaking I heard someone say this. Oh yeah, bull rings. That's what I look. It's like, it just doesn't look appealing to me at all. It's like, why? It's like, ew, especially in piercing in private areas. Oh my god, like, isn't that painful? Or that's not that hurt. You know what's funny too? Well, I'm on that too. Why do some guys find that attractive? Honestly, no. I'm generally asking. Why do you guys find that attractive? Why do you find piercings in the private areas, or even on the nipples, whatever? Why do you find that attractive? How is that sexy? Honestly, how? Especially like, well, I mean, all of it is just bad, but me, I feel more sorry if it's on the nipple part, because it's like, well, what about breastfeeding? What the hell? I mean, I don't know, man. It's irritating to me. But anyways, so yeah, so like piercings, it depends, but hopefully not too many. Maybe just one, or just none at all. Tattoos, same thing too. If it's too many, nah, I can't do it. Or like if you got like a few big ones, I don't know either. So like that. But here, basically, it's like this. It's like for me, I would like for me, my personal like or like take on this is that like just leave your body alone. Don't mark it. Have your body clean, smooth skin, no markings or anything and so forth. Now, of course, let's say if you get a tattoo and let's say it's like the name of like your child, or let's say it's the name of someone who passed away who meant a lot to you, then hey, yeah, go for it. Honestly, I'm not against that at all, period, whatsoever. Or say if you get a tattoo of someone's face who was very dear to you. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Do not, for God's sakes, do not have the name of your girlfriend, boyfriend, basically someone who can leave you. How about that? Okay, don't do that. Please don't do that. It's so stupid. It really is. I don't care. You know what? To be honest, I don't even care if what you've been married to this person for like 10 years. Like, just I don't know. Just don't. But again, if it is someone who was like your family member or someone who passed away who meant a lot to you, then all right, fine. I can, like for me, I can accept that. I guess you could say. But yeah, just that, and let's see. I guess kind of go back to like hair and everything. Hair color, I've already said about. Now, when it comes to hairstyles, right? Hairstyles. Personally for me, I'm more into like the long straight hair, if not like the long wavy hair. By long, I mean like up to maybe like what? I want to say like past like halfway to your back. I know that's long, like up to there, or just like past like the shoulder areas. That's what I'm into, if not longer, honestly. Because to me, the more hair you have, the more feminine it looks. I'm just saying, okay. Same thing for men. Like with the less hair that they have on their heads, the more masculine it looks. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, like that's how it is. So when it comes to like the women who shave their heads or have like really short hair, like basically a haircut to where it fits a man. If you got that, what are you doing, honestly? And also it's like, okay, that's kind of gross. Now I know, if it's like a for a reason, for a good reason, for where that's medical reason, or let's say if you does that also happen when you like donate hair or something like that too? But basically, if it's for a good reason, then and okay, fine, But it was like a choice. Just like okay, I guess, I don't know, And I remember there was this one hairstyle where like women would have short hair, right? They have like half of the hair where it's like up to like their shoulder or neck or something like that. But on the other side, they kind of like shave like the inner part of it, and that looks weird. I don't know. Wasn't really into that, but yeah, that's pretty much, I guess, like if for my what types of women or body parts. Oh, you know what? Here, there actually was one other thing too that I will say as well, and this really I guess hit me until I got older, and that is what I'm really into, is besides how she looks, besides her personality, can't be all this like toxicity, whatever, basically kind, caring, all that stuff, like the general basis. But also, what really gets me too is basically, and this and here, like this part right here to me is key, and obviously my wife has this clearly, but basically she has to have like that motherly figure or that motherly vibe to her, if that makes sense. Now the woman doesn't have to be a mother exactly, but how like you like meet someone and they're so like kind and caring and everything, but you can feel just from them that they have like that motherly to them, if that makes sense or not. Like if you see her around kids and she's like very sweet to them, or if she's like so caring to where it's like, yeah, she is caring, but you could just sense or that it's like stronger, if that makes sense or not. Now I'm not saying this is like a mommy issue thing. Like I want a mommy somewhere. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that like basically, I want a woman to have that motherly love for to her, to where like when we have kids or whatever, she'll pretty much like have that naturally, to where she can love our kids like that. Excuse me. And I'm saying that too because my wife, she actually has that. And of course, that builds up over time because we have a son together and stuff, blah blah, But as I got older, and even while me and her were dating, you could say, whatever, that's what I strongly I guess like wanted, if not needed, because also this was around time too to where I did want to get married, and that I want to find a wife and this and that. So besides just finding someone who was beautiful, besides finding someone who was sexy, besides finding someone who was just a good person all around, and you can have all this stuff, but the one thing that can just kill it too is like, okay, do you want to have kids? Do you want a family? Or like how are you with kids? So even though she has all those good traits, right? If she says that she wants no kids or just want family and everything, to me that's an automatic kill right there too, And I know everybody has their choice on that, and I know that that's kind of like I guess depending on who you are, that can be either a sensitive topic or a serious topic, and of course that depends if you want kids or not, obviously. But for me, that was always a serious take, because one thing I guess like about that is that I only had 3 serious relationships in my life, and that was because I was really trying to find my wife, even at the early years of being 17, But besides that, though, I also had to make sure that she was qualified to also be the mother of my children as well, besides being a wife. And obviously my second ex was already a mother at that time, so that was that automatically checked out already. But thank God I met my wife right here, where both of us we're single, this and that, so forth, and like besides marrying her, whatever, I can tell that she will be a good mother as well, and she has been, and I mean 6 years of marriage now, and we've had our son for 6 years too, because he's 6, right? Duh. Anyways, but yeah, but ever since then she's been doing great, she really has, and she's a good mother. She's also a good wife too, she's caring, kind, sweet, and so forth. And yeah, of course we have our arguments here and there, because I mean, what couple doesn't, honestly. And here, my take on this too is that if you're married or with someone and you barely argue, then there's a problem right there. And I say that though because you guys can agree on pretty much everything, right? And then that's fine and dandy and so forth. But there comes to a point to where it might seem boring, or also maybe someone's not sharing their opinions exactly, or not truly being themselves too, because we're all different, and I know me and my wife are different on some things for sure, but I will say that that's what makes our marriage great too as well, because I have my opinions and she has her opinions as well, or her tastes and so forth, and of course we come to a conclusion, or I make the final choice, because I am the husband and the man of the house and all that stuff, right? But yeah, so that's I guess the final thing about my type of woman too, is that just having that motherly instinct, or that motherly feel to you as well. So I guess with all that being said and done, so it's this: I'm into the curvy woman, okay, more of light skin, race, so forth, or ethnicity, it could be Asian, Hispanic, so forth. If not, doesn't really matter ultimately. And obviously, you gotta be kind, sweet, and all that stuff, because that's pretty much the no duh thing. Actually, that should be no duh. I don't know why anyone else wouldn't want that. And of course, the very last one, which is the most important, is basically, can she be a mother? And I am very happy to say this, that all those things that I said, whatever, my wife has. And she is amazing, and she is awesome. And I know that I've been kind of talking about her too, in some videos, even this one too. And I mentioned about how she's this and that, so forth, because she she is. And if she ever were to hear this, I know that she will find it sweet for me to say all this, but I know that there are some parts to where she'll be like, "Why'd you say this?" Basically, the part where I say she has big ones. Now, granted, I say the size of it, or whatever, okay, I won't say that. However, I will say that it might start or like let's just say that the first letter of eggs. There's your hint. But anyways, but yeah, so that's my type of woman right there, and everything else. Hey, like I said too, this is all just preference. Okay, I want to make that lastly clear. This is all preference, my opinions, what I like, and like all that stuff too. I know everybody's different. I know some guys like them bigger. I know some guys like them skinnier. I know some guys like them this that blah blah. Doesn't matter, you know. As long as you find them attractive and everything, then that's cool. And as long as they treat you right too, then that's even better, you know. So I want to thank you for this time for being here and hear me out on this. And until next time, have a great day, have a great week, and stay safe. God bless.